everyone, Gail Carriger here. I'm dropping a mini video for you all to answer some frequently asked questions and just generally deal with confusion or interest. Today I'm going to talk about foreign editions and translation, and I'll tell you a little bit about how it works for me and show you what some of the different editions look like from different publishers around the world. And to that end, we'll be talking mostly about Soulless or Changeless or Blameless, the first three books in my Parasol Protectorate series, because they've been translated the most. So I'm going to use them as my models. Here we go. So this is all of my stacks of different kinds of editions for my series. Here is the original book, Soulless, that started it all. As you can see, it is a small book. This is mass market paperback size. The only book that is smaller than this that I have with my books is the Japanese translation. So this is what the Japanese translation looks like. It's a little bit fatter and a little bit shorter than a standard mass market edition. Of course, as it's Japanese, it reads backwards. So the beginning of the book is where we in the United States would call the end of the book, and that's the direction that it reads. I love the Japanese translation editions because they always depict a scene that actually occurs within the book on the cover. It's hard to see because they come packaged with this special little extra slip bit. And I want to keep it in its original form so I don't take the little slip off, but I do love the covers. It's lovely to get a drawn cover, and I only really get that from the Japanese books. So here is the rest of Soulless. As you can see, we've got the German edition here at the top. That's quite a fat edition, and it has a different cover. I think it's just the font size is about the same size, so I think part of the reason it's so fat has to do with needing more words to describe things in German. I'm not sure, but the German cover art is the only art that is different for me in different parts of the world. That's actually pretty unusual. Most authors, when they get picked up and translated into another language, they actually get a different cover each time they're translated, or the covers are sort of shared or something along those lines. And it has to do with the fact that when you buy the book for translation, you are just buying the words. And if you want to use the cover that the book originally came in, you also have to buy the cover rights. So that's why a lot of foreign publishers choose a different cover. Another reason is that the market just requires something slightly different. You can see that the German cover is a little bit sexier. It has totally kind of a different, almost kind of raver clubbing look to it. And I think the idea is that design appeals more to the base in that country. So, and you will often see, particularly with science fiction and fantasy novels, that the covers are drastically different depending on which territory. So if you're going to repackage a sci-fi novel for the UK market, for example, they'll often put what we think of as a more literary cover on that, because that's what the perception of the market is there, whether it's true or not. All right. One of the interesting things about foreign editions is the direction that the spine goes often switches around. So here we have then just a range of all the different editions that Soulless has come out with. These are the UK and the US editions of the manga, and here's the French edition of the manga. And then we have just all different parts of Europe. Basically, here's the German edition of the manga down here. From Italian to Portuguese to Polish, to Danish, which was the first hardcover book that I ever saw of my work, was actually the Danish edition from Styx, which is right here. So this is the first time I ever saw my words in hardcover. So that was pretty exciting. The other cool thing about Styx, and we'll try and get it out here, but it's difficult, is that it has black edging to its to its, which I think is really cool. And it has a pretty neat back, which you can't really see, but it is fun to see how most of my publishers take the same kind of cover image but put a little twist on it that is sort of endemic to the place. And here we have different versions of the CD as well for audio. For those of you who are into CDs, so this is the library binding version and then the for sale version. For those of you who are into the CDs, they don't really do that anymore, so it's a marker of how old Solus is that it has physical CDs at all. They pretty much discontinued doing physical CDs. So these CDs were produced by Recorded Books, and if we move down here to Heartless, you'll see there's a different style CD here that's produced by a different company. So cover art and the style of the cover changes for different audiobooks as well, depending on who's producing it. Yeah, so that's it about foreign editions. I guess you can see that there's a wide range of, let's move down to Heartless here for a little. You can see there's a wide range of sizes, different kinds of trade editions, different sorts of fonts are being used. So when somebody asks me what is the trade paperback size, you can see how confused I might get, because the trade paperback size ranges very, very widely from the size that is produced here in the United States for trade paperback, which would be this one, to something that might have been produced for trade paperback in a different country, like say Germany, which is smaller, or somewhere like Italy, which is quite a bit bigger. So yeah, trade is quite a range. Nothing is really standardized in books, and it can be really, really frustrating when I'm trying to produce my own books because I'm trying to make it match something. But that's another video in the past where I'll talk a little bit about the struggle to get matching sizes in print editions. But there it is, foreign editions. Please leave a comment, or if you have a question, or just to say hi, and I will hopefully drop some more of these kinds of videos or answer it with the keyboard. Gail Carriger signing off. Bye guys.